I will have another video explaining what the fuck any of this is. It will not be this one. I need to get this out first. Very quickly. And very, very, very first. Knicks at Pacers. Game 6. What the fuck happened? What the fuck I saw? I'm not even gonna lie. At the beginning of this season, I told my homie, who is a Celtics fan, he said, well, if the Knicks beat us, I hope that they, go on to win the championship. And I said, they won't. The Pacers are going to beat them. I just had a feeling. But I felt like the Pacers were still the underdog in that series. And I'm going to be completely honest with you. I don't even watch basketball for real, But I was blessed. I was blessed with my girlfriend giving me the best birthday present of all time, NBA League Pass during the NBA playoffs. So I was able to watch these last few games of the Pacers series, and while this one is specifically talking about Game 6, I see how the Pacers have been playing. They've been playing out of their fucking mind. I love how they play. They share the ball so much. It's amazing. But this specific game is just the game that I want to talk about because as I will continue watching basketball, and analyzing basketball, really trying to understand it to a new level, I need to be talking about it. The best way to learn is to teach, and that's essentially what this is. I do have notes here. I got myself a little notebook. I'm never going to show anyone what's inside of the notebook or how I take notes, but I do have a little notebook. You feel me? I do have a little notebook, and in this notebook, it's just a bunch of random thoughts. It's a bunch of random things. First of all, I guess we can start off with the first quarter. The Knicks actually came out swinging, and every other game that I watched in this series, the Pacers were just up. You know what I mean? Like, it really wasn't. And I actually didn't watch the game, Game 5. I didn't watch Game 5. But I watched every other game. And the Knicks were fighting in the first minute of this game, and it's very strange. Not minute, like the first, I don't even know how long. But I say right here, the Knicks come out swinging in the first 3 minutes. And then my very next thing is Cat gives up 2 back-to-back threes, wide open. And I guess my point in bringing that up right now in this moment is, it's going to be hard for me to do this shit. I ain't even going to lie. The point of me saying that they came out swinging in the first 3 minutes is because I was waiting for the Knicks to kind of fall apart, In every other series, it seems like they're fighting with them, they fall apart. They're fighting, they fall apart. Or they just never showed up in the first place. And in this one, they were here. And then, they were kind of just here, throughout the first, 3 quarters, or I'm going to say 2 quarters of this game, that you couldn't necessarily tell who was going to win the game. At least that's what I think, Like I said, I don't watch that much basketball. Not yet. I'm learning. But in the first 2 quarters, I felt like you couldn't really tell who was going to win, and it was back and forth. Honestly, I know that the Pacers play with the best pace in the league, but the Knicks played with great pace in the first 2 quarters, or maybe not 2 quarters, maybe the first quarter, maybe just the first 5 minutes. I felt like they were playing with great pace. I feel like they were playing their brand, and I don't know if that's their bread and butter, but I felt like if they kept on playing like that, it would have worked. I said the Pacers feel like the better team. This is still in the first quarter. This is everything I'm writing. The Pacers feel like the better team, and obviously the Pacers are the better team. They swing it so much, but just in the way that they're operating as a unit, they felt like a unit the entire game, when they were down, when they were up, when the Knicks got 7 calls back to back, and I'm not one to argue about officiating, but I actually wrote down, what the fuck? I said the whistle at 2 minutes in the second quarter was disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. You couldn't keep a whistle like that all night. And I still kind of agree with that. It was very weird. I wasn't listening to the TNT broadcast or any of the broadcasts. I just had the court sounds. So I didn't know what all of those calls were. All that I know is that the Knicks got the ball back 7 times while they were on offense. Okay, I'm exaggerating. Let me not exaggerate. They got the ball back 3 times in the same possession while they were on offense. I don't see that very often. And not only did they get the ball back 3 times in the same possession on offense, they got it back mid-shot, after the shot missed. It wasn't like 3 seconds on the clock, illegal screen, get the ball back up top. It was literally back to back. They set a whole play, took 15 seconds off the clock, shot it, and then the whistle would go off, and then they would get the ball back. So I don't even know what happened there. I'd have to look back at it with the broadcast to find out. I haven't yet. But that it was disgusting. It was just actually disgusting. That was the first time I've ever looked at a whistle and been like, what the fuck is going on here? Because it was at a pivotal moment. That was when the Pacers started to actually not come back. They were up. But that was when the Pacers just have a way of punching you in the mouth. You know? That's really what I've seen. If you don't have a way to answer getting punched in the mouth, then you will get punched in the mouth by the Pacers. Because when they're rolling, they're rolling. I mean, that transition corner three is... that shit might fuck up your night, for real. I was watching players on the Knicks just head down when they saw that corner three. It's like a shotgun shot to the chest. But Cat gives up 2 back-to-back threes. In that moment, and like I'm writing notes for myself, you know, I'm bringing this up just because I'm not sure how bad those 2 back-to-back threes were, you know. What I will say is one of them was Neesmith at the top of the court. It was Neesmith at the top of the key, right? At the top of the key at the 3. I don't know all that, you know. And Cat was on him. And I don't know. I don't know if OG called switch. I actually don't know if OG called switch. I couldn't hear it. But he's on him. They swing the ball away from him. Cat runs down to get a rebound. They swing the ball back. Boom, he shoots it in the split second that OG's running up to get there. And then the next possession, Cat just wasn't guarding someone that he was supposed to be guarding. Everyone had a man. Cat's looking lost on the court. And bam, another 3 right there. And those 2 threes were the start of the end for me. Because I saw those 2 threes, and this is in the first quarter still. This is a close game, but I saw those 2 threes, and I said, it's going to be a night. If they're going to let the Pacers shoot wide open threes, then they've lost. I don't believe that you can let the Pacers shoot wide open shots and win that game. I just don't. The way that they play basketball, how unselfish they are, how they're always looking for a better look. If you're giving up wide open threes, your defense going to have to move to that, and then you're just done. You know, give wide open threes to any other team in the league, not the Pacers. Especially not right now, where they've been hitting everything, absolutely everything. And that's what I wrote down later on, too. I said the Pacers haven't missed. That was in the third quarter. I said, Pacers can't stop hitting everything. Because they just kept on hitting. It was insane. I don't want to say it's insane. It just looks so good when they do it. You see other teams hit everything, and it's not as free-flowing as that, you know? Like, the way that they're hitting everything is beautiful, and it's so quick, and it's so fast. And like I said before, it is a punch to the jaw. You're watching it, and it's like, damn. Like, if I was a Knicks fan, I couldn't watch that game. It would have me upset. But I am not a Knicks fan. I just wanted to say, also, in the beginning, I was proud of how the Knicks were playing, because all the games that I watched before, I'd tune in and it was real lackadaisical. And I don't know how they played in the regular season. Like I said, I just got a league pass, but it was something that I saw in this game compared to the other games. They came out swinging. Jalen Brunson, early points, just putting his name on the clock, I guess. You know, calling his own number, whatever the fuck you want to say. He was getting there, and he was doing what he needed to do. In the beginning, of course. And there was a moment where he died out for a little bit, and I was going to talk about it, but I don't need to talk about it. Like, the way that Jalen Brunson was playing, the only thing that I will say is, when you see a team like the Pacers swing the ball so much and it work, and then you see a team like the Knicks actually on the other end of the court have 3 people touch it and then throw up a contested shot, you feel like you know who the winner is going to be no matter what the score is, you know? And I don't know if I haven't watched enough NBA basketball to understand that those are good shots, you know? But looking at them, and they weren't falling today, but looking at them, they didn't look like good shots to me. They just didn't. And those were the shots where I feel like you're kind of bailing the Pacers out, especially because of how fast they play, especially because they love transition buckets. If you're going to dribble around for 6, maybe 12 seconds, you know, and then just throw up a shot, It's you know, it's just like I feel like you can make the defense work so much harder because you look at the Pacers and Mikal Bridges and OG are having a if they didn't stay on their man, you have to run around with the Pacers because that ball's getting swung around to someone that's open in the corner. So if you're not in the corner, you got to run around, and that's one thing. The Pacers were running all over the Knicks, and the Knicks were running up try to chase them. But in the beginning of the game, I thought it was great. I thought that the Knicks really wanted to stay in this game, and honestly, they even had the whistle in that minute quarter. Like the Pacers just kind of hoop. Another thing that the Pacers did really good, Nimhard guarded Jalen Brunson amazingly. I saw Jalen Brunson go try to get some try to get into the paint to create. And not only did the Pacers collapse on him a little bit, like you'd see Siakam kind of, and not collapse like focused on the block or really focus on a contest, you'd see them collapse and get low and kind of focus on the ball in that moment in the paint. I wasn't really expecting that. I don't know if they've been doing that. But you could see that Andrew Neesmith, Nimhard? Arron Neesmith, Andrew Nimhard. I always get them confused. Nimhard was guarding Brunson amazingly, and he couldn't really get into that paint. And when he did, then you would have like Pascal down there reaching low, poking the ball under him. I saw Jalen Brunson get ripped in the paint a lot this game, and it honestly changed my opinion on Jalen Brunson a little bit. Like, I know this is recency bias, but it's not recency bias for me. This is my first bias. Some of the first times I'm watching Jalen Brunson, I watched Jalen Brunson have his, 60-something point game against Wembanyama. And that was beautiful. Like, when everything hits, Jalen Brunson is the best player in the league, but when everything doesn't hit, you're like, you guys got to swing the ball around. At a time where the Pacers couldn't stop hitting, couldn't stop running in transition, there were 4 plays back-to-back that ended in Jalen Brunson 3, Jalen Brunson mid-range, Jalen Brunson layup, Karl Anthony Towns post-up, Karl Anthony Towns post-up, and 2 of those were made. And when I say that they ended up in those things, I mean, that's what was getting run. And it made me put here, I can't say for certain if this is what happened. I don't know if I'm regurgitating what I heard because, throughout the series, I've been watching my favorite YouTubers talk about this, Pee-wee the Plug, Kenny Beecham, anything enjoy basketball really, numbers on the board too, but I don't think they've talked about this on numbers on the board. It actually does seem like a coaching problem. That's something that I saw immediately. Rick Carlisle looks like he's just running circles around Tom Thibodeau, because Tom Thibodeau can't, I don't want to say can't. Look, Tom Thibodeau, some people love him, some people hate him. But one thing that I can tell you is that he was relying on Brunson and Cat. And one thing that I could tell you is when they needed to rely on someone, you know who I saw go out there and get something? OG Anunoby. Brunson too, don't get me wrong. Brunson, I don't even know if Brunson had a good game. I want to say he had a good game because he was fighting. And you could see that he was fighting, but I just don't think there was a good scheme for the Knicks necessarily. Like when the Knicks got open shots, they hit them, and that was the beginning of the game. It looked great, and then as the game went on, it just started getting really simple from the offensive side of the ball from them, and I really didn't like it. Like it was boring to watch. I love watching the Pacers, but at a certain point, it was just bell to ass, and I was like, all right, well, I think I know what this means. So those are a lot of my opinions on the game. What I will say is in the second quarter, Hallie hits that 3. Hallie did not start off the game well. I thought it was going to be a really bad game for Hallie. I know he didn't have the best game. He got some points when, later on down the line. But Hallie hit that 3 in the second quarter. I got hyped because I was like, Hallie's here. You know what that means, like the game's over. As soon as he hit that 3, I was like, the game's over. I know it is. And to be fair, I was wrong because he hit that 3, and then a few minutes later, the score was like 36-39. So that 3 didn't help him out like too much in that moment, But I just, I saw that 3 and I was like, okay, if Hallie can hit those later on, I don't see the Knicks winning this game because, the Pacers were just getting good shots in the first quarter. It really did look like it was going to be a Knicks type of game, just the way that they were playing. Mitchell Robinson, first point of the game, Mitchell Robinson. Mikal Bridges to Mitchell Robinson alley-oop. He just threw it down. And I was like, okay, that's the way to start a game, Like the Knicks, that's a statement right there. And they just didn't keep it up. I said that going into the third quarter, it just looked like the Pacers just kind of snapped into the team that they are when they win, making an extra pass, running out there in transition, being handsy on defense, and not handsy like getting fouls. After that second quarter, I don't remember how many fouls were called in the third quarter, but it definitely wasn't as much as the second quarter, and that's okay. It was just a bit of a consistency problem for me. But yeah, the third quarter, the Pacers just went out. And in the third quarter, especially when Pascal Siakam went in, I said Pascal Siakam's a problem. He is a full-blown problem. Pascal Siakam's a man that you can't leave open. Pascal Siakam's a man where you got to throw 2 on him in transition because that that Euro is beautiful. He hit that Euro 7 times. He hit that Euro 7 times in 3 quarters, and every single time he did it, I was like, that's the best thing he could have did right there, and it looked beautiful. And I this game completely changed how I look at Pascal Siakam. Before I looked at Pascal Siakam as a good player, but now I'm looking at him like a great player. And I don't want to say good like he's a good second, third option. He's a good one. He is a great player, period. I don't want to talk about second, third option. I know he's not it don't matter. He's a great player, and he wanted this. And you could see it in how he was playing. You could see it in how he was playing all series. People say Halliburton got robbed. I don't really care what they say. Pascal's always been there for me. When I look at the court, Pascal gets the eye test on who deserved that Finals MVP. Even though Halliburton had a crazy game, his impact was everywhere on that game. Pascal is consistently, what impact you're getting from Pascal. And I think it's crazy for Tyrese one game to look like literally the second coming of Jesus. Like, he was just out there doing everything. He had his hand on every single play defensively and offensively on, I think it was game 4 or game 3 where he had the 30 points, 15 assists, and 10 rebounds and 0 turnovers. And then a game like this in the first 2.5 quarters, like, he was kind of invisible to me. In the second quarter, he went out and TJ McConnell came in. And TJ McConnell just started running the unit, and I feel like that's normal for them. It felt normal for them, but I want to see Tyrese be aggressive. I want to see him be aggressive. I want to see him go out there and make an impact to the point where he had that block on OG where he was running halfway down the court because someone left OG open in the corner, and Tyrese stopped his assignment, ran all the way over, didn't fall for the pump fake, and then snatched the block. It wasn't a snatch block. He blocked it, and then OG still had the ball, drove in, and got fouled down in the paint. But I saw that, and I it made me happy because I like to see Tyrese have an impact. Because when he has an impact on a game, he is one of my favorite players to watch. It's beautiful the way that he plays, and I love it. I know that there were some injuries this game. I'm not even gonna lie. Someone told me that there were some injuries. Someone told me how bad the Arron Holiday injury was, I believe. Whew, you guys. I didn't see it. I'm not going to see it. I don't want to see it. I haven't opened Instagram, anything like that. Prayers to the people who got injured that game. It didn't sound good. I hope that they're doing all right. I hope that, I'm just hoping for the best. It didn't sound good. And I believe that's everything that I really wanted to say. The last thing that I will say is that I said, even though it's a 9-point game, 4 minutes left in the third, it's obvious the wave that the Pacers are riding. And I'm just saying that because the Pacers looked unstoppable. It was 9 points, and the Knicks were answering back, and that's good because, you need to answer back with a team that looks unstoppable like that. But I thought that the Knicks were going to need a miracle to win this game, and sadly that miracle did not happen for the Knicks. Pacers versus Thunder finals. Who would have thought? Who would have thought it would have been them? But I'm actually so excited to watch this finals. I'm going to be watching every game. I'm going to be talking about it. I'll give y'all videos and everything. And hopefully we can grow together. Not only as a channel, not only as people, but as basketball lovers. I don't even know the name of this yet. You feel me? We just going to take it one day at a time. But I just had to get my thoughts out about that game. So that's all I have to say. Thank you.